And welcome back. And of course, some big games on this afternoon. And of course, a big game was on last night too, Geelong West and East Geelong. Unfortunately, we haven't got time to talk about that game, but it was great to see everybody out there last night. It was cold. Oh my God, it was cold. But I must say, Josh, will you stop laughing, please?
East Geelong comfortable with this, I think.
Absolute spectacle. It was with the lights on out there at the Church Street ground. But we have some big games on this afternoon, more to the current what's going on at the moment. And it's a big one, and it's out at the Footrot Flats. The Anarchy Roos have found some sort of form. Two on the trot now, and they take on last year's premiers, Belpost, who are also starting season.
Carol, to get one high, you said the umpire.
In very great style. Dale, Anarchy, are they the big threat for 2011?
Well, if they continue the way they're currently playing football, Dick, you'd have to say yes. North Geelong first game, and I suppose the biggest query we had there was could they run out a game of football, and they've answered it twice now that they've been able to complete a full 4 quarters of football, and obviously they've changed a little bit, and I know that Dan Gibbs was pretty keen on getting a bit of, I suppose, respect towards the umpires, so they got a bit back the other way, and obviously that may be paying dividends for them out there because they have been known to do a few silly things and lose them and cost them a few games. But look, 2 great wins so far against North Geelong, and then travelling up to the Duck Pond, as you said, and beating them up there is a tremendous. So I would think that, given back at Anarchy, they'd have to be a chance. On their current form, they'd have to be a chance to beat Belpost Hill.
It's all happening out at the home of the Roos, Jace. Are they back in town or not?
It is. Well, I think they are. They've, I think the first week was, you take it as it is, and they had a reunion out there, and there was a bit of, bit of delight. So going to Werribee is always tough, and I think they showed a few people on Saturday that they're the real deal. This will be the ultimate test. If they can get over Belpost Hill, I think everybody will sit up and go, well, they are the real deal. So I give them a fair show. They played pretty well at Anarchy in the first week when we saw them. They certainly are fit. So Belpost Hill will need to be at their best to get the chocolates. I think they might just, but don't be surprised it's a close game again like Saturday.
Certainly be a great game, and look forward to that one as well. That'll be fantastic. As I said, great to see clubs that have been floundering for the last couple of years coming back into the winning circle again. Out at the Gun Club, Winchelsea yet to open their account for 2011. They take on the rampaging, Paul Negro-inspired, Freddie Logan-inspired, maybe he's back from his honeymoon, that is, the Belmont Lions, who are going for their second win in a row and their third win in 3, 4 games, whatever, I've lost count now. Well, guys, I'll start with you, Jace. Can Belmont Lions make it 2 in a row, or is Winchelsea going to break the ice? At the Gun Club.
Yeah, I know, it's at the Gun Club, so always keep your head down at the Gun Club. I think, well, from what you told me on Saturday about North Geelong Winch, which was nothing, Winch were pretty good up until half-time, and then North Geelong got going. It's going to be a close game, I think. Belmont were certainly, pretty good on Saturday, and we see some action there. And here's Fiery Freddie. There he is. Look at him, jumping jack. Fantastic.
He looks excited. Looks like he's going to get married or something.
Look, he was great, and if he can play 4 quarters of footy rather than 2, which would be good for the Lions, I think they've got a bit of a chance. It's going to be interesting to see whether the midfield battle is going to be the key here. At the Gun Club, maybe just Winch, but who knows.
Dale.
Yeah, look, I think Winchelsea at home would probably be too strong for the Belmont Lions. I think they've got one of their old players playing for Winchelsea now, Tim Battersby. I think he's out there rucking, so their 2 blokes will need to be on their game. But I just think from looking at the results in the first week against Bannockburn, and we don't know how good Bannockburn are actually going to be, but Winchelsea weren't too bad, and up until half-time, and I think North Geelong's third quarter really destroyed Winchelsea's hopes. But look, they're not a bad unit. They've got a few good players there. As I said, Matty Warren's probably one of those blokes who can really turn a game up from that centre-half back position, but they need to kick goals, and if they can get on the board early, then they're going to give themselves a great chance, but I think Winch.
Okay, so the boys think Winchelsea might be the winners out there at the Gun Club. Now, up at the Duck Pond. Now, the rumour has it the Duck Pond was looking a little bit dry over recent weeks, but suddenly now it is overflowing, and rumour has it that it might be a result of Grubby's tears. He had a bit of a sook last week, apparently, up against the umpires when Anarchy got the lollies. But Werribee Central's over the Duck Pond coming up against the Bannockburn Tigers, Dale. Werribee at home, maybe the goods?
Well, I don't know how fit they are. That's the big question. Obviously, the weekend's game last week, Anarchy's have worn down, I suppose, a pretty determined Werribee Central side, and they've got the basis of a really good side. When you look through the side, Rosenweig was back in last week, Kitchen's up forward, kicking goals. the Leach is obviously still playing through their middle of the ground, I would think. So their structure, from what I can see, hasn't changed a lot. I think if Bannockburn can win this game, it'll have to be that they're on balls and round the ground players getting control of that game and through the middle of the ground. If that happens, they're a chance. But, gee, I don't know. These two sides won their first game and been very disappointing in their second. So we said a draw last week. This could be a draw. Look, I'd probably favour Werribee at home. I'll just, as I said, I don't think they're anywhere near where they should be, both sides.
Jason.
I think Banning can be pretty disappointed after last week's loss to Thompson, so they will be out to try and fight back. But I think Werribee will be stung as well into action, and I think that they might be a little bit too strong for the Tigers at home.
Out of the Keith Barclay Oval, it's the big game. It's the North Geelong Magpies, and they take on the Tommy Tigers, or...
Oh, my God.
Look like a Violet Crumble, Dale.
Thank you, Nick. I will.
Violet Crumble, Jason. They take on... That's right, Jason. Yes, good television, this. They take on... the Tommy Tigers. So we won't get any Violet Crumble jokes this morning. No, we won't. But Mitch, if you're watching, look forward to seeing you this afternoon, mate. There is no doubt when the Tommy Tigers take on the North Geelong Magpies out at the Keith Barclay Oval, it's a big game and a fantastic afternoon indeed. And North Geelong back on the winners list. Tommy Tigers, get knocked off last week. Dale, can North Geelong make it 2 in a row? Please.
At home, yes.
Thank you.
I've got no doubt they can win at home. And as I said, their big deficiency, the two at Anarchy, was that they had a lot of trouble getting the ball through centre forward. They switched Kane Swinnerton there last week from all reports and by reading what's in the paper. And again, you can only believe what you read, I suppose. But he's, from my point of view, would be better suited at centre back. But he's obviously stand up at centre forward, given another option. Luke Parker kicked goals, and I think it was a good move to bring him forward. Obviously, during the course of the game, he's a great user of the ball, kicks the ball 60 metres. And obviously, you said the man Froggy at full forward. I'd like to know how many actually shots he had at goal, because the week before he had 7 shots and kicked 7 goals, so it mightn't have been too many more than 11 shots. But he's a man that can contain. If they can get him to 1 or 2, Thompson are a real chance.
In a word, Jason, we're running out of time, as we always are.
North.
Thank you. Yeah, North Geelong for me too. Violet Crumbles, bad luck, Mitch. Last game, very quickly, folks. We're running out of time. The match of the day, 94.7 match of the day. It's Inverleigh and Cry at the Inverleigh Oval. Dale.
Inverleigh, they should have probably won last week, played the 2 top sides or 2 of the top 3 sides, but Inverleigh at home.
Jace.
Yes, Hawks at home, I think.
Okay, you can catch all the action on this game. At 94.7 the Pulse this afternoon from 1:30 this afternoon. Be a fantastic game indeed. The Inverleigh Hawks taking on the Cryo Devils. Once again, thanks again for having us at your place. We look forward to a fantastic afternoon in local footy. And what a great game it was last night at the West Oval. Violet Crumbles versus North Geelong today. Get out there, it'll be a great game. Enjoy the footy. See you all again next week. Good on you, Mitch. Bye for now.
Let's get into it all until the final.